Secret English Stories, your hidden path to learn English.
I always dreamed of being a model, but everyone told me my dream was impossible. In a world where beauty meant tall girls with sharp cheekbones, I, Sara, with my 155-centimeter height, was seen as too small. But today, this same short height has put me on the cover of Vogue and turned me into a symbol. This is the story of my failures, my tears, and the day I finally learned. Flying is not about your height. It is about the size of your dreams. Now, when people see my photos on magazines or billboards, they look surprised. Some admire me, some even feel jealous. They whisper, "I wish I had that courage." But behind every bright photo, there were years of darkness and pain. Nothing came easy. That is why I love to share my story, not only for myself, but for everyone who is still fighting for their dreams. Maybe you are one of them. Maybe you have heard the word no too many times. Maybe people laughed at your dream. This story is for you. Since I was a little girl, I loved fashion. While other kids played with dolls, I made clothes for them and created a runway on the carpet. But real life was not kind. At school, when I said I wanted to be a model, children laughed. One said, "Sara, you can't even reach the top desk without help. How can you be a model?" Another asked, "Do modeling agencies take short girls like you?" These words repeated so many times that I started to believe them. They became a schema in my mind. I am not enough. Every time I looked in the mirror, I didn't see beauty. I only heard those cruel voices. Too short. Not good enough. Stop dreaming. When I was 18, I saved money from teaching English and went to my first model interview in Madrid. My hands were sweating. I held my resume like a treasure. The manager, a tall woman, looked at me once and said, "Sorry, dear. We need tall girls for the runway. You are too petite." That word petite cut me like a knife, and I heard it again and again in emails and calls. The clients want taller girls. Each rejection was a new scar on my confidence. One night, after my 10th rejection, I lay in bed looking at the ceiling. No more tears left. Only one question in my mind: should I quit? Then my eyes fell on a poster on the wall. It said, "If you can't find a door, build your own door." And I knew, if agencies didn't want me, I had to create my own way. I stopped sending resumes and started building my portfolio. I worked with a young photographer. We took photos not in rich studios, but on rooftops, in old streets, in busy markets. I learned how to use camera angles to look taller. But more important, I learned that beauty is not about body lines. It is about confidence and the energy in your eyes. On Instagram, I shared my photos with hashtags like #petite-model, #short-girl-power, #redefining beauty. I also wrote captions about self-love and acceptance. One of my posts said, "They told me I was too short to dream." I told them, "My dreams don't need a height requirement." Even when my Instagram started growing, the voices in my head were still there. At night, in front of the mirror, I heard them. Maybe they are right. Maybe you are just fooling yourself. I remembered my teacher. "Sara, this dream is like a fairy tale." But now, when my mind said, "You are short," I said, "Yes, I am. but my short height is not a weakness. It is my signature. When it said, "Nobody like you has succeeded," I said, "That's why I must be the first." I realized my biggest runway was not on stage. It was in my mind. And every day I had to choose, be a victim of those voices, or be the architect of my own belief. Then the magic email arrived. It was from a rising international brand, known for its empowering messages and diverse campaigns. The subject line said, "Collaboration Inquiry." My heart stopped. They wanted diverse and inspiring faces for their new global campaign. They had found me on Instagram. They chose me. On set, the creative director, a woman with kind eyes, said only one thing: "We want your authenticity. Just be yourself. Show us that powerful energy we saw online." When the lights came on, I gave everything, all the rejections, all the pain, all the hope. That photo was not just an ad. It was a statement. Petite is powerful. The campaign went viral. A month later, another email arrived. This time, the sender was clear. Vogue. They wanted to feature my story and that powerful photo in their Forces of Change issue. A few weeks after that, I was standing in a studio, my hair and makeup done, with the legendary photographer telling me jokes to make me relax. And then it happened. The shot. My face. The cover of Vogue. Today, I am not only a model, I am an influencer and an advocate for diversity and beauty. In every interview I repeat this line: your so-called flaws are not limits. They are your unique signature. They make you, you. And now, every time I walk on a stage, I smile and whisper, "See, we made it."